almost started off this intro by trying to sing like Ariel, and it went spectacularly badly. So why don't we just jump into this? Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be talking about showing swatches, reviewing, doing a tutorial with the new collection by Gourmande girls. So we do have the Call of the Sirens Pressed Pigment Palette and the Mermaid Magic Face Palette. These are both going to be released on Friday, April 18th at 11 a.m. The Pressed Pigment Palette retails for $55.99, the Face Palette for $44.99. You can use my code GLITTERFALLOUT to save money on either of these. But let's jump into this because I want to show you swatches. I want to talk about my experience with these, and then I'm going to show you how I got this look, and we will talk about the look afterwards. I will give you my impressions on how this palette performed, how these palettes performed. But let's go ahead and start with the Mermaid Magic Face Palette. The Mermaid Magic Face Palette comes with 3 matte blushes and 3 sparkly, glimmery, shimmery highlighters. So beautiful. The blushes come in shade. One is like a Dolly Pop pink. The other is a very light lavender. And then we have a coral. As far as the highlighters, we have a white that shifts to blue and green. We have a sort of like lavender blue, and then we have a purple. They are just so beautiful, and I swatched these and they looked so gorgeous. Like the highlighters look pretty intense in the pan, and when you actually put them on skin, they definitely sheer out. So don't be scared by a purple highlighter or by a blue highlighter. It's absolutely beautiful, and you can make these go a very long way. I will say these highlighters are more of a glittery formula, so they don't like fall all over the place or anything like that, but there is a definite sparkle to them as opposed to some that might just look like you're glowing. Yeah, this makes you look like you're glowing, but it definitely has like a bit of glitter to it. So if that's not something you're into, you might not love this. I really enjoyed that part of it, and I think it really, really goes with the theme. Now let's talk about the Call of the Sirens Pressed Pigment Palette. Note that they do call this a pressed pigment palette and not an eyeshadow palette. A lot of times the reasons that brands do that is because there are certain shades in the US that are not recommended for use around the immediate eye area. I will be honest in that I 9 times out of 10 will put these around the immediate eye area, and I personally have had no adverse effects, but they do have to state that basically to protect their own ass. And I will say this is a 15 pan palette, and they say that only 7 are definitely like eyeshadows. You can use them around the eye area, and the others are not recommended for use around the eyes. Again, take that as you will. I personally use them around my eyes, but this color story, when I opened this palette for the first time, I was instantly in love. I think this does like mermaid vibes so well, but they've got so many smoky tones in here, which I really feel like make this a sexy mermaid. And I really, really, really love this. I think the sparkles are so extraordinary, and I really like the different pops of color in here because I feel like a lot of times with mermaid, you see blue, you see green, you see purple, and that's kind of where the lore ends. But this took it a step further, and I was instantly enamored when I opened this. And when I did the swatches, they were so beautiful. Like, I'll admit, I did not wash these swatches off my arm for a long time because I was just staring at them. They were so pretty. Every shade performed so well once it was swatched. And again, I will always say that swatches on your arm do not equal how it's going to look on your face. So I do want to talk after I show you how I did this look about how these performed on my actual eyes because I do have some notes. But the color story is so beautiful. But I do want to show you how I got this look. I had so much fun playing with this, but we are going to talk about how each eyeshadow performs, so let's jump into it. All right, I am so excited. This is my first time putting the palettes on my face. I've done the swatches, but I have not yet tried anything on. And the look that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to pop it right up here on the screen. I was so madly in love with this look that Deandra Nicole, I'm going to link her account down below. Please follow her if you are not already. But she did this on her Instagram page in February, and I instantly saved it. I was super inspired by it, and I feel like the pressed pigment palette that Gourmande Girls has come out with would be perfect for this look. But I want to do my cheeks first with the Mermaid Magic Face Palette. So here's what I'm going to try, and here's the reason I'm doing my face, like my blush and everything first before I do my eye makeup. When I did the swatches on my arm, they looked absolutely beautiful. Everything swatched exactly how I expected it to, okay? And then I did what I always do, and to take my swatches off, I took a little bit of like makeup melt away balm, okay? And I put it on my arm and I swirled it around, and you know, all the colors mixed together. When they were all mixed together, including the 3 highlighters, it was the most beautiful, gorgeous, rosy, like shimmery blush I've ever seen. So I'm gonna try to mix all 6. This could be a disaster. And again, if it is, it's makeup. I can take it off. But first I'm gonna start with the blushes. So I'm gonna only do one cheek at a time because again, this might have looked beautiful on my arm and it might look terrible elsewhere. I'm gonna literally just keep going back and forth between these 3 blushes and see what that looks like. See, look at that. Like that's a color. Oh, that's so cool because it has like, I mean, it's bright, but it has like a little bit of the purple in it and the pink and oh, it's just so pretty. So then I'm going to go ahead and apply this. Oh, it is very pigmented, very pigmented. So I'm going to use this one brush. I'm actually just going to do both cheeks. We're just going to go in on it because I do think this color's pretty. I think it's going to look a little nuts until I do the eyes, but I think you guys know I always say that I always tend to go back. I'm going to actually use the clean side of the brush to blend this out a little bit. I always tend to go back when I have a bold eye look and add more blush later. So right now, this is just a very pretty rosy color. I'm going to put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. That is, see, that's really just pretty. That's just pretty and rosy. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to take my usual highlighter brush. This is my favorite one. This is the Moda BMX 265 Glow Brush. And I'm going to dip in to all 3. I'm going to tap off the excess. And this, oh no, did I mess up? Okay, let's go over it with a regular brush. So here's what I want you to understand. These highlights do have like a glitteriness to them. They don't feel chunky, but they do have like a glitteriness to them. And normally, with any other look, I feel like this would be too much, but guess what? This is a mermaid look. So I'm gonna dip back in a little bit less, and I'm gonna do the same, because you know what? Why the hell not? Now, I think under normal circumstances, I'm going to get a hell of a lot of use out of this palette. I think these are such pretty blushes and highlighters and everything like that. I'm not going to mix 3 highlighters and 3 blushes on a normal day, probably, but look at this. Like, tell me this is not kind of a mermaidy cheek. I love it. Now, I would say be gentle with these highlighters because they are, again, they do have like a little bit of a glitteriness to them. So there was a little bit of glitter fallout in the palette. So just be careful about that. But I do really like it. So I am going to use as my base for my eyes, I'm going to use the Sigma eyeshadow base in Persuade, right? This is Persuade. It has a little bit of a pinky tone to it. But even though I already have my face makeup on, I want this kind of matte, almost like, I don't know, it's not a sticky base, but it does have like a tiny bit of a grip to it. It makes the surface nice and smooth and even. Okay, let's see if I can do anything even remotely close. Now, obviously, the palette that Deandra Nicole used, or the eyeshadows that she used, was not this palette. She put this look out like months ago. But I am just gonna use that, again, as my kind of inspiration for what I'm going to do here. So the way I'm going to start is in the crease. So Deandra Nicole had orange to purple to like a dark blue over here and filled in even darker. I don't have an orange, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, for the orange, I'm going to use this pink, which is called Fairy. And then I believe I'm going to go into Unicorn, and then into, let's see, and probably Starfish and Lagoon and Menagerie. So I'm going to be using like these dark ones and then these 2 more mid-tone ones. These are so pretty. I'm going to start using a pencil brush. And again, I'm just using the crease for now, or I'm just doing the crease for now. And I just want this to be right here on the inner corner. I wish this was like, just for this look, I wish this was a little bit brighter. I love the use of orange there, but actually this is such a pretty pink too. It's kind of a cool tone pink. Very, very pretty. And a lot of times when I want to do a really bold look, I will pat all these colors on and then kind of blend them out more later. But I just want to make sure that the pink is showing, especially since that's such kind of a lighter bubblegum pink. All right, next I'm going into Unicorn, and I'm taking a fluffy brush, but this is a bit of a smaller fluffy brush because I'm not going to have this going out very far. And I'm going to continue in the crease, overlapping with the pink just a little bit. And I'm not going to take this very far. This is only going to go like to about like the halfway point of the lid when I'm looking forward. And I do want it to show when my eyes are open. So I always kind of make sure to look forward into the mirror because the thing is my eyes are not quite hooded, but they're hooded enough where some colors could disappear if I don't pay attention. We are going to trust the process. I'm actually going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into Starfish, which is a very deep purple that's like almost blue toned a little bit. And this is going to go just until maybe almost the outer corner of the eye, but not quite. Oh, this is a pretty, pretty, pretty color. You can see I have certain areas of my eyelids where like pigment never wants to grab. This is as I get older. All right, I'm taking a more of a stiff pencil brush style. This is the Singe E10, and I'm going into Lagoon, which is a deep navy color. This is what I'm going to use to make the outer edge, and I'm going to take it all the way out and then down into the lower lash line as well. I'm going to build this up slowly though. All right, we are trusting the process, and to be honest, I think it's looking kind of good. Like I'm obviously not a makeup artist, guys. I'm just somebody who likes having fun with makeup, and right now I'm having a lot of fun. Also worth noting, all of these mattes, since I've only used mattes so far, they're blending really well together, and I don't have much fallout. Like I think I have a couple specks, but like these are very intense colors, so I'm not terribly surprised, but so far so good. Definitely just going back with this and touching up each of the colors, making sure that there is a nice blend. So funny, I was so weird about this pink, and I am loving that pink, like on the inner crease kind of. So pretty. All right, I'm taking another stiff pencil brush, and I was going to go into Menagerie, which is a gray tone, but I think instead I'm going to go into Femme, which is the deepest shade in the palette, and it's a very, very deep dark purple. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it because I really want this very inner corner of the V to be super dark. I feel like you can definitely see a bit more darkness there, and I'll clean this up at the end, by the way. I just need to mess with that. But yeah, I just wanted, oop, that's too much. But yeah, I feel like you can see the darkness there, but I want to touch that up later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my NYX glitter glue, and then what I want to do is go all sparkle on the lid. So I'm going to start with this color, which is Spellcaster. Then I'm going to go into Bewitch, which has that orangey tone. From there, Lorelei, and then on the very outer edge will be Undersea. So I'm going to be doing 4 different shimmers. I pretty much prefer to use my fingers for shimmers whenever I can. So I'm going to do one eye at a time, and I'm going to put the glitter glue all over my lid until it is nice and tacky. First color I'm going to start with, again, is Spellcaster. This is such a pretty shimmery yellow color. Oh God, it's so gorgeous. It has like a touch of like almost blue to it. It is stunning though, and I'm really packing this on. If there's any fallout, which I don't see any yet, but if there's any fallout, I can get that off later. Right now, I just want that to be beautiful and intense. Oh my God. So the next color I'm going in with is Bewitch, which is an orange. This is like yellow leaning orange. So I'm really going to overlap. Oh, you can definitely see the difference in those colors. That's really pretty. I was worried you wouldn't be able to see much of a difference, but I think you really can. Next is Lorelei. Lorelei is like this beautiful shifty, it's like pink. It's got some gold in there. This is going, again, we're going to overlap just a little bit, but I really want that pink flash to show. I love this. I love this so much. And then finally, Undersea. Now, Undersea is more of a pressed glitter type formula. It's not quite pressed glitter, but this you just want to be a little more careful with. It is a little bit chunkier, I guess, but that means that those sparkles like really, really, really pop. Now that did have a little bit of fallout. I did use glitter glue. I probably should have reapplied it right there. But this is where we're looking right now. So pretty, so pretty. I'm going to do the same to the other eye. These colors are so incredibly shifty and beautiful and like shimmery and just, oh, just gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort of clean up the edges, perfect this shape a little bit. So by the way, under the eye, I think I'm going to use a little bit of this color, Moonlight, just on the inner part right here. just to add another color, because why the hell not? This is so much fun. So here's the part I'm a little bit nervous about. So I want to make the actual crease pretty deep. So for that, I think I am going to go into, what is my sharpest, like I think I'm going to grab a different kind of pencil brush. I think I'll grab this guy right here. And I am going to go into Menagerie. Menagerie is a very kind of just, it's a gray. It's just gray. And this I want just to put right in this crease, like right in that line, just so there's that little bit of darkness there. Actually, you know what? Go big or go home. We're going back into Femme, which is that deepest, darkest purple. And again, like I'm not trying to have a line, but I do want it to be deeper right in the crease just to separate that a little bit. All right, this is the part I'm kind of very nervous about, but I don't think you're even gonna be able to see it. That's what I worry about. I'm going to take a blue liquid liner and I'm going to go right into the crease, but also do on the actual eyelid. Now I can't really talk while I'm doing this, but the liner I'm using is by Sirens. This is the Autographique liner, but this color is just their blue tone. I don't know if you can even really see it. Ah, you can see it on this eye, but this eye I'm not so sure, but I think they're both the same, but I feel like all it really does is separate it a bit. So now on the lid, the last thing I want to do is I want to extend the Spellcaster shade just a little bit. This is that really pretty yellow, and I'm really going to pop that on the inner corner just to brighten it. All right, I'm going to hop off camera and I'm going to finish the eyes. I'm just going to do some mascara. I don't think I want to do fake lashes today. I'm going to put something on the lips. It's probably going to be pretty neutral, and I'll be right back. All right, here's my very first look with the new Gourmande Girls collection using the Call of the Sirens Pressed Pigment palette and the Mermaid Magic Face palette. Oh, guys, I love this look so much. By the way, on my lips, I just have an old like pink lip pencil, and then I mixed two Unearthly glosses in Avery, which is kind of like a pinky gold, and then Gargoyle's Gloom, which is this purple. I really, really like it. I feel great in this look. I love this look so much. So first, let's talk about the Mermaid Magic Cheek Palette. Now, like I said, would I mix 3 blushes and 3 highlighters every day? No, I wouldn't. But do I feel like it looks so cute with this look? Yes, I do. Look how sparkly my cheeks are. They are so cute, and I think it looks so good with this eye look specifically. Like, I will do this again. Absolutely, I will mix all 6 again. Now, if I had to pick a favorite blush color, it's absolutely going to be Seashell. I love a good, like, corally blush. And as far as the highlighter, I mean, I'm more likely to use Strand more often than La Mer or Lagoon, because these are like, you know, they have a pigment to them. But I love this cheek overall. I think the quality was really good. The Pressed Pigment palette, every shade performed so beautifully, and I love this look. Thank you so much again to Deandra Nicole for, you know, unknowingly just inspiring me. I love this look so much. And to be honest, there are certain times where I want to be pushed outside of my zone because I'll use like 3 colors. With this, let's see how many I used. 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 11 shades from this 15 pan palette. 11 shades, and I'm really, really happy with that. Now, I did not use either of these 2 or this sparkle. I think those are the 3 shades, and then there was one more. I think I didn't use Moonlight, or maybe I don't know. You know what? Actually, no, I used both of these, so I used 12 shades. 12 shades in one look. Honestly, every shade performed beautifully. The sparkles are gorgeous. I will mention this again, that these 3 shades, so we have Elixir of Life, which is stunning. We have Shrine, no, not Shrine, my gosh, Siren, S-I-R-E-N-E, and then we have Undersea. These are more of a light, almost pressed glitter formula, so be more gentle with those. Don't dig your finger in or anything like that. They do have a bit more of a flaky consistency, so you'll want to pack them on. If you swipe them, it will go everywhere, but if you don't, you will get the most gorgeous shimmer. I love this look. I love this look so much. So once again, this collection will be released Friday, April 18th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Pressed Pigment eyeshadow palette is $55.99 and the face palette is $44.99. You can use my code GLITTERFALLOUT and that will save you some money. Again, that is an affiliate code. So if you do choose to use my code over other people's code, thank you so much. That means so, so much to me. But let me know down below what you are thinking of this. Guys, I'm so happy with this. I love this palette. I think that Gourmande Girls just keeps getting better every single time I use them, and they make me happy happy. They bring me joy. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, I'm going to put my last Gourmande Girls palette review here on the screen. I really loved that one. And if you like this video, you will probably like that as well. But also please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking mermaid rock stars. Love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.